Lots of questions. You guys are like making it hard to keep up with these questions, which is really good. I've got lots of questions about things like affirmative action, things having to do with like racial scholarships. Um, what do you guys think about why should a college, why should higher education, um, why should why should there be more help for certain people based on race and ethnicity? You know, I mean, we have representatives here, Native American, Hispanics. Why them?
I don't know if I can answer why it should be more help, but I think it's important when thinking about affirmative action. There's a two-way street that goes. As a black man in a predominantly white college, um, what affirmative action means to me is totally different, I think, to what it means to a majority student population. I think we have that stigma that, you know, affirmative action meaning that if you had lesser grades, GPA, just lesser intelligence than someone who was of a majority population, then you will get in just based off skin color. Now that there is some truth in that, but that goes down to aid as well, federal aid. That goes down to many other aspects besides just getting accepted. I think for me, affirmative action, I'm blessed by it, but it's a curse as well. It's a curse because I look at all my textbooks and they're all white authors. It can be a curse sometimes when I have to sit and wonder, why did this professor truly give me the grade that I got? Was it because my ideas and what I put into it was so outlandish that he didn't know how to even dissect it, he didn't know, where to come from because he doesn't think that way? Is that why he just, let me just give him an A? Or even the opposite, why did I get the grade that I got? Because I was representing the black culture, or trying to in that way. I don't know, I think I'm always aware of my schoolwork. I'm very highly aware of that. I ask myself this, why am I in certain positions that I'm in? To fill a quota? But then on the flip side, I look at that and I'm like, man, people always say affirmative action, but if we really truly look at data, man, you don't see that many black males with college degrees. Even if that door is being open, quote unquote, people think that door is being open. I have my own opinions about it. As far as, especially when you talk about just mass incarceration in general, I think other doors are being opened that are just as pressing as affirmative action that no one seems to talk about. But yeah, just seeing what affirmative action is supposed to do, what has happened, I don't know how much of an impact it's really making on black students or students of minority descent actually getting into high school. And then furthermore, be retained, so retention rates. They might get accepted, but is the place habitable for academic success for a minority student? I think we just look at just that official step in the door, but not other factors that surround a minority going to college. Retention rates at Grace are, if I told you, you'd be shocked. Out of the past 51 black students that have enrolled into Grace College for the past 5 years, only 6 have graduated. That's striking, very, very striking. I can name 3, and I won't, but I can name three black males who have decided not to continue Grace for various amounts of reason. And some of them had to do with Grace not being a habitable place for a minority to succeed socially, spiritually, and academically. But that's not figured into affirmative action. What's figured into affirmative action is that foot in the door.
Thank you. Well, I was just thinking, the fact that there were so many questions about it, I just wonder why. I wonder why that's a concern. There's a few things I think Okay, first of all, our history um, would I guess help us understand why affirmative action was done in the first place, why it existed. So, but I just want to ask you guys that you can't answer, but answer in your own heart. Why is it such a concern? Like, why is it a fear that someone's going to take your place, or is it that you don't want others? I just ask yourself the question: why would so many people text that particular question? Because I think that I think that's telling. I'm just going to be honest. It's not a stupid question. It's a good question, but it's a telling question. And I think you want to just evaluate what is there a racial bias there? Is there a reason why? Do you think that the Black students who are here are earning their way? Or are you questioning that? And if you're questioning that, why? And you're here, so praise the Lord. So I just, that is probably more something that would be weighing on my heart, I think, more than just affirmative action in general. I don't, just so you know, hear much about affirmative action anymore. When I was in school, it was the thing. But I don't think people really are talking about it much anymore. I don't think it's something I don't even know how much it's actually implemented, to be really honest. In the 70s, 80s, 90s, yes. Now, I don't think so as much. But evaluate and ask why. And then embrace those few who are here. Because if your retention rate is that low, which is hard to hear also, then there is something on the campus, and guys, you all are here for a purpose, I believe, for such a time as this. There's something not happening that is good. Either there's, for it to be that low, grieves me. I'm totally grieved. So I just think students, this whole week was for a purpose. There's students who are feeling alienated. Maybe they're not getting support. Maybe they just don't prefer the city. I have no idea what it is. All of the above, and maybe they need help. I have no idea, but that to me is disturbing.
Let me ask you guys really quickly, Ty and Trillia, really quickly. Is it Black, African American, or people of color? What term should white people refer to blacks as? Like what is the, because that's kind of confusing.
Yeah, well, first of all, people of color is all of us. And yeah, it's not just black people, it's all of us. So I think, and guys, white is an ethnicity too, all right? Okay? It's not like, oh, black people have culture, they have culture, and then there's white people. You know? That's not how it works. We all bring something that's good. So I just want to make that clear. Because I feel like sometimes we can isolate white people, like as if they're not a part of humanity.
But I think what happens is people, when, you know, like people will be like, oh yeah, well, I talked with this guy, they're talking about Tyler. I talked with this guy, he's, you know, tall, handsome, you know, like short hair. And you kind of like tiptoeing around because you don't want to offend.
Oh, yes. Okay, so on to that. Yeah.
What would you say?
Yeah, okay, so I don't think it depends on who you're talking to. So we both would say Black American, because that's what I am. I was born in America, I'm Black. But I think out of other people would prefer African American. And I just think that's fine too. But I don't think, he disagrees, it's not fine. And I think that's great that we can disagree there. I think it's fine only because I'm not, I think if you want to, there's no reason to offend, you know. I'm not gonna walk around calling people, you know, Caucasian or, I don't know. I think you can, I don't know if that's Facebook or not. But I think, yeah, so I think you can just, I think out of respect for people, you call them what they desire. And but I think it's to each his own in that.
So there's diversity in that. I mean, some people say black, some people prefer African American, some people prefer Black American, and so.
Well, I wouldn't prefer Black American. I don't want anyone to refer to me. You don't have to be so formal. You can just call me Trillia. How about that? That's a good start. But so I think, yeah, I think when you identify or see someone of color and you don't know what to call them, ask them their name. And just call them their name. And if you're writing something, to be safe, I think you can either say Black or African American. I think they're interchangeable and you'll be fine. But that's what I think. I don't know.